taking sides. What happened to Harry Potter? Daniel Radcliffe on hitting the big screen like you've never seen him before. Then, he's the Tony-winning star of the biggest show on Broadway, Hamilton. Leslie Odom Jr. performs on our stage. Get ready for Hot Topics, because The View starts right now with Whoopi, Joy Behar, Candace Cameron Bure, Raven Simone, and Paula Ferris. Now, let's get things started.
People say that it's healthy for a couple to argue. But a couples therapist posted a blog claiming there are no good fights in a relationship, and that the romantic notion of an angry exchange ending up with great makeup sex isn't healthy.
Who are you?
I'm the couples therapist.
That's
who says it's not healthy. Do you agree or disagree?
To argue. It's not healthy to argue.
Yeah, she's probably never been in a fight and had great makeup sex. I disagree with her.
You do?
I do, and I think there's such a good thing. I think there's a good argument and a bad argument. But a good argument you have to maintain your individuality, your sense of self. You have to know how to compromise, how to fight respectfully. But I love it when my husband puts me in my place every now and then, because I do.
She's the total
not in a sexual way, but I'm just saying, like, when we're having an argument, I love it when he puts me in my place, because I can be strong and stubborn, and I love it when...
See, I don't like arguing.
I do.
You would think I would, because I'm a lawyer, right? Yeah. No, I don't like arguing. I think people say really ugly things in the heat of the moment to each other that you just can't take back. I don't like that type of confrontation. I'm more of a retreater, you know. And my father taught me this thing that he said, you know, if you're upset about something, think 3 to 5 minutes, think 3 to 5 months, 3 to 5 weeks, 3 to 5 years. If you're still going to be upset about this in 3 to 5 months, then address it. But if it's just something that isn't that important,
then you'll be divorced in 3 to 5 months.
Yeah, then let it go.
But it's funny, then you let things build. But then you let things build up, and I think that there are such a thing.
Things, though.
Yeah, but.
You have to have a mutual decision, though, to argue, because, like, my first husband and I used to argue a little bit more. Yeah. Steve will not argue.
You heard the first husband part. They didn't work out.
Yeah.
Okay, just checking. Yeah.
But Steve is like Mahatma Gandhi. The guy will not argue. And he wears sheets also around the house. He really doesn't like it. He's like, I don't want...
The romantic idea of the Notebook, like, where he's like, I want all of you. I want, you know, like, I always thought that's what a fight would feel like. It doesn't feel that way.
Ryan Gosling?
Ryan Gosling, when he, like, screams at her how she's, like, a pain in his, you know, and how he loves it. I was like, oh my God, that's amazing. But it doesn't play out that way for me. But I do agree with Paul. I think fights I can fight ugly, which isn't good, but I think getting it out is so much better than pushing it down. And for me, I'd be pushing it down.
But can't you just do it without fighting?
Right.
Can't you just say, like, a day or two later,
no, I can't.
Say, listen, I just want to talk this through. This
sounds great.
Upsetting me.
And every next fight, I say I'm going to do it that way, and every time I do it the other way.
The whole trick is to never say you. That's a trick in arguing. You don't say, you are an idiot. You say, I think you're an idiot.
But you just said that's a form of you.
But you don't accuse.
But she
started with me.
I.
It's like, it's about me. I think you're an idiot.
Well, I mean, we're not talking about slandering the other person. I mean, you have to be able to fight fair, but I think there's a danger in letting things... Yeah, you don't want to destroy them.
There are a few things you never go to, but you can dance right up to that line.
And then you can do the real dance afterwards.
He knows. He knows what we don't say. But yeah.
See, this is why couples therapy, which we could talk about too, doesn't always work, because you're in the thing, you have a safe space because there's a third person there, and you say things like, you know, well, he's not a generous lover. The next thing you know, you're getting divorced because you've said something, or he's lousy in bed. Imagine if you say things like that
in front of someone else.
Yeah, and it's the same with or even to each other. It's painful.
It's ugly.
Hurtful.
Yeah, but
that's a conversation you should have had way before. you got into marriage. You know, for me, I always think the biggest problem that couples have is they don't tell the truth. They don't say what they mean when they get into a relationship. Because if I felt I couldn't say to you, you know what, I'm not as satisfied as I'd like to be. You know, people say, oh, you can't say things like that. But then how are you going to know I'm not getting what I need?
But see, if you say it the way you just said it, in a nice, in a way,
see how she said,
in a way, you know, I'm not as satisfied as I could be. It's very different from, I was in bed. That's why I don't like you.
That's why you don't get drunk. That's why you don't get drunk and say stuff.
Or just angry, like that.
But see, you can have conversations with, you know, this idea that you have to fight.
Yeah.
You know, if you're having conversations with your partner and something is wrong, if you can't tell your partner something is wrong, what's the deal? Why have a relationship?
It doesn't have to be a fight.
Why does it have to be a fight?
It doesn't start out of the gates as a fight. When you were saying if you say it like that, our first few exchanges are lovely. It's when we keep going that I go up.
Because you guys know
with the hot button.
You know where the hot button is.
Right.
And
I don't want
to just say it, but you're on the road to the hot button. So why not just say, let's stop this. Let me tell you what's bugging me.
That's what the therapist said to us.
That's what it is. With decency and love and kindness as opposed to anger.
It's just so hard when you're angry to find your good words.
You have to go in another room, close the door by yourself.
That counts to 10.
Don't let it get to that.
Retreat.
That's what I'm saying. No, don't retreat, because what happens is you then build up resentment. And so you don't want to retreat. What you want to do is you want to feel comfortable. This is my opinion. You want to be comfortable enough to say, can I talk to you? Something's been bothering me.
I agree.
That's the conversation. Then it's not about, because you know, people suck their teeth and roll their eyes at the other one, and you're just about to get something out of the refrigerator, and you see them go like this. And you go, did I just see that?
Exactly.
Is everything okay? Everything's fine.
Yeah.
And if you push it down, like Whoopi said, the next topic you're talking about will be what's for dinner, and you'll start fighting because something else is under there.
I don't mean to push it down, but when I say retreat, my point is, you're angry, you're angry about this. Go to another room, chill out for a little while, get your thoughts together, and then be able to approach the person with
a lot of self-control.
You do have to have self-control.
You know.
It's hard. Sometimes it's hard not to be angry, though, if you keep having the same fight over and over.
Is that what you do? What's the fight about?
Our fight is always who's going to make dinner. You're going to ask my husband, yes, because he doesn't cook.
Get a chef.
I was saying,
no, I don't.
Too expensive.
No,
get a chef. It's easier.
No. I don't want a chef, A, because it's expensive, and B, I don't want to set that example for my kids.
Or order in.
I want my kids to see. I want my kids to see the family coming together at dinner.
Rather see mommy and daddy fighting about food.
No. Takeout. No. It shouldn't be this complicated if each of us just picks a night, and that's all it boils down to.
But that's clearly one of you doesn't want to do that.
Yeah.
So why is the other one not seeing that?
Are you talking about why am I not seeing it?
I don't even pretend I know what's happening in your house.
Why can't you just split the days, and then on your 3 or 4 days, you do it the way you want to do it?
Well, maybe he doesn't want to do it, and he shouldn't have to if he doesn't want to.
Cereal for dinner. Next topic.
And you know what? That's right. Speaking of cereal, we're going to try to sell you some cereal right now. We'll be right back with more Hot Topics.
House call. Would you let a couples therapist move in to treat you? The ladies say if they'd make room on their couch next. This week on The View, our hot topics are hot. And we've got such an epic week of stars and surprises. You just can't miss The View. All new this week on ABC.
About couples therapy, and apparently this British couple was inspired by a TV show where a therapist moves in with the family called Doctor in the House. They invited their therapist into the home to treat them. Is that something any of you would do?
If she cleans the house, too.
If she cooks, come on in.
Yeah, no,
marriage solved.
That's like a safe space. I don't think so.
I would do that. Because I think that would be good for people, because people are very cruel to each other in private. You know, you say things to a loved one that you wouldn't say to anyone else.
I thought you said you weren't.
No, I mean, I think people do that.
Yeah.
They can be that way, and people tend to rewrite history when there are arguments. I've had friends say, he said this to me, and then he's like, I never said that.
Right.
So I feel like if you have someone in the home seeing and observing the dynamic.
Oh, that's
why have a stranger? Why a stranger?
Not an in-law.
Just have a nanny cam and then look at it later.
Yeah, but are you really going to, are you going to be on your best behavior, or are you going to actually live?
Do you ever see that show?
You would actually live.
Do you ever see that show, The Super Nanny?
Yes.
She comes in, but that's for children. Children are going to behave the way they behave.
Well,
but a husband and wife are going to pretend anyway, because there's the therapist. You don't think they're going to be on their best
so much
behavior?
pretending to. I mean, at some point they'll let their guard down, and then you get to see it.
Not necessarily.
Yeah, it's only a day, by the way.
Yeah.
She just
it's
comes
only
in
a
for a
day?
day. Yeah.
Oh, for a day? She can come over for fun. Like, like an afternoon. I thought she was living with us.
No.
I don't like.
Listen, if that bitch ain't paying rent, she can't come. Sorry.
All right.
You know, with all this crazy gun violence in the headlines, father wrote an article where he worried about his kids playing with water guns because he was afraid it could be mistaken for the real thing. And he eventually decided it was safe for them to use in the safety of summer camp. But, you know, water guns don't necessarily look like water guns these days.
Well, they now have certain restrictions. If you have a toy gun, not a water gun, they have to have some sort of like orange distinguishing element on it so it doesn't look like a real gun.
Oh, yeah.
I know my kids, I got to say, some of our favorite memories this summer have been front yard, everybody gets naked and runs around shooting each other with a water gun.
Everybody gets naked?
Well, the kids do. The kids do.
You see?
Clarification.
You see?
The kids get naked and run around and spray each other with water guns, but yes, my kids that are 8 and under, clarification, I'm not that bad of a mom. But I do get alarmed when my 2-year-old, he'll take the water gun and he'll spray it in his mouth. And so, like, the rule in the house is you have to spray shoulders down, because you can see how they can get desensitized to the real thing.
Thirsty. Can't you get him a glass of water?
No, I never let my kids play with toy guns, and it comes from me. I remember the first crime scene that I went to, and I saw a body with bullet holes, and I thought, I never want my kids to think that a gun is a playful thing or a toy or anything like that. And I've always felt very strongly about that, because I think our children get so desensitized.
You know, I think about what we used to do as kids. We used to make carpet guns when I was a kid. You'd get a piece of wood, and I don't remember exactly how you did it. People would like have, you know, carpeting, like linoleum.
Yeah.
They'd throw it out the window in my neighborhood. Yeah. And so we'd go in the yard and get the linoleum, cut it into little pieces, get a piece of wood with a rubber band, and put the little linoleum, and then shoot it at each other.
Really?
Yes. Now, blindness ensues very often.
You used to do this?
I used to do that with a
Yeah, because we knew. Listen, that's why I feel that water guns should look like water guns. When I was a kid, they were bright orange, they were yellow. It was nothing but a water gun.
Yeah.
You could not mistake it for anything else. And I know people want to be able to have guns that look like that, but it's dangerous for the bigger culture. So we should say, listen, if we're going to continue to play with water guns, I like water guns. I want to be able to pump. I want to be able to have fun.
In the pool,
you know, and you know, we didn't have a pool. If it was hot, we would run down the street getting each other with a water gun.
Well, the fire hydrant.
You know, make a water gun look like a water gun and say no to everything else. We'll be right back.
Should some places be off limits to talk politics? The ladies are setting boundaries next.
Hey, welcome back. Apparently, this election has people fired up about politics. And a new poll found that more people are arguing about politics in the workplace. Of course, it's our job to do that, but is this a topic that most people can't or should avoid at work?
Yes. It's such a polarizing topic that, imagine if you saw like someone that had really strong beliefs that were different from yours. It'd be hard to forget that when you are interacting.
Yeah.
I think people are forgetting too how to be civil and how to disagree without being a jerk. You know, there's so much venom, and if you don't believe how I believe, you're an idiot. If you're going to vote that way, you're an idiot. That's what I don't like to see. Like, let's have a civil conversation about politics and let's respect one another at the end of the day. I think people aren't doing that for whatever reason in this political cycle.
This was interesting to me. The most likely to fight over politics by industry. Computer folks, 47%.
Oh, yeah?
Wow. Computer folks.
Yeah, because
healthcare.
They want to talk.
Yeah, they want to talk. Healthcare, 24%. Retail,
dangerous.
20.
In
right?
hospital?
In hospitals, they're fighting. 24%. Financial services, 29%. Aren't they handling people's money? They shouldn't.
I don't know. I like the topic.
And then 23% for retail.
They always say don't talk religion or politics, but those are the two most interesting subjects.
But at work, I mean, like...
Work, no.
In the bedroom, I say no. No politics in the bedroom.
I usually get a cup of coffee on the way into work, and I always stop at this particular coffee chain, and I heard the two baristas talking about one of their customers. They were like, can you believe she voted for so-and-so in the primaries? Yeah. And they were talking about not serving this person. I mean, that's how far,
ridiculous.
which is ridiculous. And I do your job, but also it's once again that theme, let's have respect for one another. We don't have to see eye to eye on everything, but I just couldn't believe they were talking about denying someone's service because of who they voted for.
Feel really strongly about it. And by the way,
they deny people's service based on their sexuality some places in this country.
And their religion.
Yeah, and their religion.
And their gender.
Just do your job.
Keep my coffee.
More people fight over Trump, by the way, statistically.
Of course.
That's not shocking. People, but I find that on like social media, when people rant, I defriend them immediately.
Yes.
And one used to be a relative, but like I would see him like always talking about it, and it made me uncomfortable. So I was like, can't.
Unfollow. Unfollow. Bye-bye.
I went unfriend. That's a step further.
Oh, I don't do that. I just unfollow, yeah, but unfriend now.
Is unfriend only on Facebook?
Yeah.
Okay. I only know how to mute and block people.
Does somebody know when you unfollow them or unfriend them?
No, it doesn't alert them. Like Joy just left you in the
I don't
dust.
want them to know.
No. No.
All right. And isn't the word barista fabulous?
We lost.
This and other stimulating conversations will be next. We'll be right back.
Hi everybody, I'm Dan Radcliffe and I'm here to talk to the ladies about my new film Empyrean and all about saving the head.
Rapid fire with Daniel Radcliffe. You're gonna have to go fast. This is a stack. Ready?
Okay, we'll try.
What's your guilty pleasure?
Ice cream.
Last person you texted?
My
Better be your girlfriend.
Yeah.
Thank you. Who was your first crush?
Cameron Diaz.
Really? Craziest thing a fan has done?
That's a longer answer.
Okay, last picture you took.
The play I'm doing.
Favorite ice cream flavor?
American Dream. Ben & Jerry's.
Biggest fear?
Falling from a great height. That's rational though.
That sucks. If you could have one superpower, what would it be?
Flight.
Who's your hero?
Like Spider-Man.
Least favorite food?
Least favorite food, any vegetable.
Word of the moment?
Oh God, word of the moment. Oh, selfies in my head a lot because I'm doing a play about selfies.
That works.
Selfies are involved. That's annoying, but yeah.
Last show you binge watched?
Top Chef.
Biggest pet peeve?
Annoying people. I don't know.
What was the worst nickname you had as a kid?
I didn't really have nicknames. I just got called Radcliffe because I went to an English private school, so you just get called by your surname when you're in the military.
When you said it. Okay. Favorite junk food?
Just cheeseburgers, junk food. That's so much of my diet. It can't be cheeseburgers.
And he doesn't eat vegetables, people.
There you go. Sorry. Hey kids.
Thank you so much.
It's Daniel Radcliffe like you've never seen him in the new movie, Imperium. He plays an FBI agent who goes undercover to infiltrate a group of white supremacists who are building a dirty bomb. Harry Potter, this is not. Please welcome Daniel Radcliffe.
This is gonna be a real anticlimax after that. I can't possibly live up to that. Thank you very much. That was very kind.
You realize that for a lot of our audience, you're part of the fabric of their lives. They grew up with you.
Yeah.
They're friends with you as far as they're concerned.
It's a lovely thing. I always growing up, I was obsessed with The Simpsons.
Yes.
And so, to me, the idea that I might occupy a similar space in terms of importance in someone's childhood is amazing.
I think they see you as a sex symbol also, Daniel.
Oh, well.
Right? They do.
Not for me to say, but thank you very much.
Bunch of horny women in this audience. And so they're not going to like this question because I know you have a girlfriend, a real girlfriend.
Yes, I do. A real one, yeah, absolutely.
Very good. Very good. How long have you been together?
It must be coming up around 4 years.
Oh,
yeah.
Very good.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Yeah, everyone always gives that reaction. Everyone's always like, oh, an actual, right, you're serious about this.
But you're doing a long distance thing, I understand. How do you work that out?
Well, yeah, she's in California filming a series at the moment, and I'm here doing a play, and so we're sort of just Skyping endlessly. But there's always an element of long distance to two actors in a relationship. We always end up traveling a lot. So we're quite used to it. But this is the longest we've done. It just is what it is, isn't it?
As long as there's Skype, you're fine.
Exactly. Yeah. And then, I always think about what must this have been like to do in the the 1800s.
In the old days, it wasn't easy. You had to call people on the phone, and you looked at the phone.
You have to really. You must have really
Can you see me?
What about the 1980s? You had to just resort to phone sex.
Our phones were this big.
Nothing about.
But our phones were this big, so it was easier.
It's definitely. I'm very grateful for Skype and FaceTime.
Yes. But I also found out that you actually fell in love on a movie, Kill Your Darlings.
Yeah, that's where we met. Yeah.
So do you ever just pop the DVD in and watch it?
Well, what's great about it is that this is that was us first meeting, and we were just flirting, and there is an actual kind of record of that, because that's what our characters were doing as well. So you definitely can't show the rest of that scene at this point in the day. But yeah, so that's how. So we do have this sort of lovely record.
There's
of
a
that
record
now.
of it. Yeah, that's kind of nice.
It is kind of good.
You know, I saw your new movie Imperium last night.
Okay.
It is phenomenal.
Oh,
everyone should watch it. But it is very uncomfortable. It's very dark, especially as a woman of color. I mean, it's about your role as you're an FBI agent infiltrating a white supremacy group.
Yes.
And given what's going on in race relations now in this country, what did you learn about those types of groups?
I think the main thing that I sort of took away from the film is that as difficult as it is to not just be... Because, your reaction to somebody like that and to white supremacists and that sort of thinking is just sort of disgust and anger, obviously, and revulsion. But the thing that I sort of suppose I took away from it is that the more you act that way towards them, the more it plays into their worldview that the whole world is just a conspiracy against them. So I think it's as hard as this is. I also am firmly of the belief that nobody comes out of the womb thinking like this. You have to learn this way of thinking. And so I think that I did come away with a semblance of hope in the idea that, if this film can be part of a tiny part of a dialogue that needs to start, then that would be obviously that's reason enough for doing the film.
Now, Daniel, there was a scene where you actually had to shave your head to become a skinhead.
Yes.
And that was pretty powerful.
It was, that was. Oh yeah, look, there you go. That was fun actually. That was because it was one of those things where the director was we can come up with they were coming up with lots of clever ideas that didn't involve me just shaving my head. And I was like, why don't I just shave my head, guys? And so, I did it on camera, and it was really fun. Were it not for the political associations it has now in my head, because I did it for this role, I would it's great. It's really easy. Yeah. It's great.
Yeah. It's comfortable.
It's very comfortable. I really, really enjoyed it, and it also it makes like women touch your head all the time. You're a very
So does that hair you got going on, though.
Oh, really? Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
You don't want too many people touching your head.
I shouldn't probably invite that on national television.
Nah.
Probably a bad idea.
That's what'll... Hi, Dan.
Okay, yeah, sorry. I guess I said you could.
Yeah. You also get a lot of buzz for another quirky film that I can't wait to see called Swiss Army.
Right, okay, so everyone who laughed, you're going to enjoy the movie. Everyone who didn't, it's probably not for you. That's okay.
That a lot of people are going to want to see this fall. There's a Harry Potter spin-off coming out called Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. It's going to be hitting the big screen. And Eddie Redmayne is starring, kind of putting on his wizarding. He's entering the wizarding world. I hear his outfit elicited a little bit of jealousy on your behalf.
Well, yeah, only because, and I've said this to Janny, our costume designer as well, who was from Potter, you know, I spent 10 years in jeans and a zip top, and
Look at that. He's quite natty.
he strolled in and just, yes, thank you. I mean, like, it's still a good look, but it's like, which one would you rather wear out of those two?
But it's such a different era.
You're right. It's set in a different time. It's set in a different thing. But yeah, I felt slightly shortchanged when I saw the photos. I was like, oh, come on.
Just be reassured, you can pull anything off.
Oh, well, thank you.
There is no other. There will never be another. You are the original Harry Potter.
That's right. You are Harry Potter. Thanks so much for coming on the show. We appreciate it. Good luck to you. You're wonderful. Thanks to Daniel Radcliffe. Imperium is at theaters August 19th, and we'll be right back.
Yes.
He killed in the Broadway smash Hamilton, and Tony winner Leslie Odom Jr. is hitting our stage next. So secrets were revealed in Hot Topics.
My husband, he doesn't know. I guess he'll know now. But the minute he falls asleep, I start with the acne cream, and I wrap myself up, and I get up before he does, and I wash everything off.
Every day?
Every day for almost 20 years.
You've been living a lie, Sonny.
I'm so living a lie.
OMG! It's The View on ABC.
We all need
Darling, if you were lucky enough to have seen our next guest owning the stage in the Broadway phenomenon Hamilton, you all then know why he won the Tony this year. And if you weren't lucky enough to catch it, it's all right, because we got something to show you. Please welcome the fabulous Leslie Odom Jr. When they called your name and said the Tony goes to.
Yeah.
Did you hear Leslie Odom Jr.? Did you hear Leslie Odom? What did you hear when it happened?
I heard, do not mess this up. I heard, make sure you thank everybody that you were supposed to thank, because, you know, it's not a guarantee that you'll ever be up there ever again.
True that.
And so I had 3 sections in my mind. I don't remember what they were, but, you know, there was like my cast.
Right.
And then my family, and then there was something else. You know what I mean? I just knew I had to thank 3 sections of people and then get out.
Look, should we mention that you were up against Lin-Manuel Miranda, who created Hamilton?
Well, Lynn's got a couple Tonys. I think he's all right. I think he's gonna be all right.
He's not mad. He's not mad.
He ain't mad at nobody.
Now, you played Aaron Burr for 2.5 years, and you recently left in July. What prompted that? Why are you not doing it anymore?
Well, I did the show around 400 times. So by the time it takes a second for the movement to catch on, you know. So by the time a lot of people heard about it, we'd already been doing it for a while, and so, you know, your knees start to ache and your back starts to ache. So it felt like it was time to go. It felt like it was time to get these guys back together. I've performed on and off with these guys for years. We've known each other, but this is
these guys.
This is the first time that we have put together a project, you know, and we decided to focus on this again.
So Leslie, you taught yourself to sing when you were 5, but then somebody told me everything changed because you got a karaoke machine when you were a teen. Do you remember the first song you sang karaoke-wise?
It was probably like This Little Light of Mine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine. Yeah.
I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
Right.
Oh my God.
Hey.
Oh, don't start.
That was just a taste.
Yeah.
Don't start, because you know, don't put a band behind me, because you'll all go home with me. That's the way it is.
We are actually going to hear more now from you. Without further ado, here to perform Autumn Leaves off his self-titled CD, Give It Up for Leslie Odom Jr.
I used to hold since you went away. The days grow long. Soon I'll hear old winter song, but I miss you most of all, my darling. When autumn leaves start to fall. Falling leaves of red and gold. I see your lips, summer kisses, sunburned hands I used to hold since you went away. The days grow long. Soon I'll hear old winter song, but I miss you most of all, my darling. When autumn leaves start to fall, I miss you most of all, my darling. When autumn leaves start to fall. Come back, baby. Oh, darling, my darling. Starts to fall.
Come on now. Yeah. Ooh. Yeah. Start to fall. Anyway, thank you, Leslie Odom Jr. Members of our audience, you lucky folks, you are going home with this CD. Yeah, you're going home. You're going. Yeah, that's right. We'll be right back.
So this happened at Hot Topics.
Apparently Probably trending online right now is the hashtag #MyUnOlympic event.
My event would be bacon marathon.
I would love to do an obstacle course with my dogs.
Enjoy.
Me?
Yeah.
Talking.
Oh, yeah. It's The View on ABC. Tomorrow, the hilarious Craig Robinson. Plus, the Hollywood medium reads the co-hosts to see who's reaching out from the great beyond and what he tells them rocks their world.
I want to call my mom.
Welcome back. You have a question?
Yeah, well, Hamilton's the hottest ticket on Broadway. Everyone except me has seen the show. The Obamas, Clintons, Jay-Z, Beyonce. Have you ever gotten nervous when you're performing with someone that's out there?
When Prince came, that was pretty.
Oh. Yes.
That was pretty heady.
Yeah.
Prince came. He came about a week before he passed.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And I mean, he didn't come backstage and say hi or anything, but Prince didn't do that. But he sent us a tweet afterwards, and he said that he loved the show. And then a friend of his showed me an email that he sent her that night. The subject line just said Hamilton, ! And that was all the email said.
That was enough.
Yeah. That's all I need to say.
It was kind of amazing. It was a stunning show. And you can still see it.
Yeah.
It's got a new cast, but up to the task.
Yeah.
But take it, if you haven't seen it, please do yourself a favor, because it's one of those life-changing shows like West Side Story was, or like Hair was, or, you know, any of those big shattering changes where you suddenly realize that you fit in the theater community, where anyone sitting in this audience can be there. We can say this to you also. Have a great day. Celebrate yourselves and take a little time to enjoy The View.